Hey everyone, and welcome to another casted game on AOE4. Today we're going to look at a very interesting game that opposes CSO, that plays the Byzantines in the color red, and Elyona, who is playing the Malians in the color blue. Here we are in a very interesting tournament that is called the EGCTV Masters Winter. Don't hesitate to go and watch EGC, of course, because they organize very cool tournaments. And here we are in the qualifications, so the players are wanting to qualify for the main event of this amazing tournament. And yeah, this is very cool games. We have very strong players. Elyona, CSO are on the top players, of course, and this is very cool to cast their games today. Malians versus Byzantines. We are on Boldland, I think. This is the shape of the map. Yeah, this is the map. I'm good at recognizing those maps. This is cool. I like it. Okay, so yeah, I tried to qualify for this event, but I didn't made it. Maybe tomorrow. I don't think so, but it's cool also to cast those games. This is very interesting. And yeah, if you're interested to go and watch some gameplay, don't hesitate to go and watch on Twitch also. I'm also a French content creator, so don't hesitate to go and watch my content in French if you speak French. If you're not, don't worry, we will do a lot of stuff in English. Right now, starting with this amazing match that opposes Elyona versus CSO. So, Malian versus Byzantines. Byzantines is a very good civilization at the moment because you can have a lot of unit, especially with those mercenaries, of course. What is very interesting with them is that when you gather berries, when you gather also like it's fish, and also if you gather what is it? It's also the traders. If you're making traders, you can have olive oil, and with its olive oil you can have mercenaries, and this is very strong because you have a lot of resources thanks to that, because you're gathering at the same time some food and also some olive oil. And I don't really like what I'm seeing from CSO here. What is he even doing? The mill here and the Grand Winery very far from his base. And the main problem with that is that you want to make all your farms around your Grand Winery. Why? Because the farms also gives you some olive oil. I didn't say it before, but if you do some farms, you can gather at the same time some food and some olive oil. And this landmark gives you 60% more olive oil from everything that is in this area. So if you put it here, you will do your farms here. And the main problem of that is that your opponent can attack you very easily here than if you do it here, of course, because all your farms will be here. So it's more difficult because there is your TC. This is more easy to defend. But I would say something. The first thing is that he can collect at the same time those berries, but also those berries. And so this is much more olive oil at the beginning of the game. So he will protect himself more easily because he has more army thanks to this olive oil. But also because he's playing against the Malians, and the Malians are everything except an aggressive civilization at the H2. They are mainly an economical civilization, an economy civilization. So he's pretty safe by doing this. I started by doing by saying, oh, this is not very cool, but I kind of like it, to be honest, because, well, he's not risking so much. It's okay because the Malians are not gonna attack him right now and for a long time. So yeah, this is pretty cool, especially because he will attack his opponent, and so if he's attacking his opponent, well, he will have a better time by defending this. This will be very easy to defend this. And he put everything, all the cisterns are here to boost the berries. He's very committed into those berries in order to have more resources on the food, more food, and then he can attack more the Malians. What you have to do with the Byzantines against the Malians, well, with any civilization versus the Malian is that you have to attack them, because if you attack them, then they cannot do their insane economy with all the cows, the cattle, sorry. And yeah, this is very, very, very strong with the Malians. You mainly do that with them. But here, Elyona chooses another way. He chooses the way of the professional scouts. The professional scouts allows you to go on the map, take all the deers, and put them under your TC. So you have a very good income in food, because this is one of the best. And yeah, you're safe because it's under your TC. But the problem is that the Byzantines knows what is going on. And then the horsemen will be here to catch all the scouts and destroy them. And then if the scout is dead, then there is no deers. It could be a problem for Elyona. Elyona, who is idle here on his villagers. There is nothing to gather here. So he will go on the berries, of course. And yeah, very good call from CSO. I really like what he's doing right now. Elyona really likes this gameplay. I already saw him do this with the scouts, taking all deers of the map with this civilization. I personally don't really like it with the Malians, because you can do it without risking anything, and the warrior scouts are not very strong unit. You can do the same thing by doing the cattle in the cattle ranches, and it's easier to defend. You can do good units to defend, while the warrior scouts, as I said before, are not very strong units. So I don't know, but yeah, at the same time I want to say that versus the Byzantines, the main problem is that if they attack you, what can you do against them? You cannot do a lot of stuff, because they have very good rams, they have very good spearmen, because they can use the shield wall, they can also have the javelin throwers, they can also have archers and a lot of stuff. And then how can you defend against all this? So on the one hand, I would say that I'd rather make the play with the cattle ranches, but on the other hand, the Byzantines are very strong against that. So I don't know. Maybe it's a counter play from Elyona, but I don't think so, because the horsemen here are very, very strong against those warrior scouts. Yeah, this is a dead warrior scouts. Now we can have a little bit of deer, but not that much from Elyona. This is a very good counter from CSO. A lot of horsemen. And yeah, we took all the berries here. We already almost took all those berries here. We start by making some olive grove to have at the same time some food, but also some olive oil. We start to have a lot of English archers, the longbowmen. We have 10 of them. Look at this production of army. This is insane. We have 21 of army from CSO. We only have 12 from Elyona. This is kind of difficult to play against the Byzantine for that reason, because they can produce so much because of the olive oil. And yeah, I feel like this is the main issue here. What can you do against that? I really like what CSO made here. This is not something out of the luck. The horseman was here for a reason, because he wanted to avoid those scouts to take the deer here. So this is a very great position for the horseman. Don't hesitate to do that. If you see that your opponent is doing the pro scout, you can put 1 or 2 units on each deer pack to protect them, and so your opponent cannot take the deers. And this is very annoying for them, especially if you have units like horsemen that are very fast, and then if you see that he's coming with a big army to destroy your unit, then you can flee and you can avoid the fight. And if you avoid the fight, then you don't lose. You don't lose your units. Okay. What can we see about that? We can see that Elyona had a lot of deers from here. 3 deers. This is very cool for him. But will it be enough? This is the question. And we can see here that CSO is spending all of his resources in order to attack his opponent. Very, very good aggression. And this is very important to understand that if you are playing AOE4, the main thing that you will have to focus on to improve is that to spend all the resources that you have in bank so that you can have the most efficiency in what you're doing. For example, if you are attacking, then you will have more units to attack, more technologies on the military. And if you're doing, I don't know, some economy, you will have more villagers, second TC, or I don't know, for example, economical upgrades. If you're defending, you will have more defense, you will have more walls, etc. So this is very, very interesting to spend all the resources that you have. If you understand that, you will step up very quickly on AOE4. And yeah, there is a very big army from CSO, and this is a very efficient army. We have here the Limitané that are very, very good spearmen, and we have 20 longbowmen. This is just insane. This is too much. Is Elyona gonna do some javelin throwers? Not yet, because he doesn't have that much gold, and he cannot spend it. He'd rather take all those two technologies, and he's right. It's more important to have those technologies than to have javelin throwers. It's more important to make technologies to defend against those archers that are very, very strong. So yeah, good choice here, but is he able to defend it? I don't know. This is pretty tough. I feel like the Byzantines are very strong against the Malians, because they can attack very, very strongly, and also because of this ram that is insanely strong. Here, a little bit of a misposition here from CSO. He will lose his Kerosiphon. Yeah, the archers are taking down all the Limitané, and if the Limitané are down, then all the Sofas will destroy these longbowmen. This is a pretty good fight for Elyona. Very, very good call from him. These archers were outpost, and then Elyona took the chance to attack his opponent. Yeah, now he's using all these all his spearmen to counter all the horsemen. Yeah, very good fight from Elyona. He did a very, very great job at defending. He had a pretty tough situation, and he did very, very great, I think. Very cool. I think, like CSO, I like the gameplay, but I don't like those walls. Why? Because it costs a lot of wood, and this wood, well, it's not spent into aggression, and that's maybe because that's maybe why he lost this fight. As I said before, you have to spend the most resources as you can, but you have to spend them wisely, of course, the more wisely as you can. And here, if you are full attacking your opponent, if you're making walls, if you're making outposts, then it's resources that you cannot have into your army that is attacking, of course. So here you have maybe like 250, 300 of wood, plus the tower, plus the fortify. This is quite insane. This is like 500, 600 resources that is not spent into the army. So this is quite big, I think. Maybe CSO could have done more damage by not making those walls, but he's going H3, and Elyona is not far from going H3 too. Golden Horn Tower produces a lot of units for free. This is very, very cool. And Elyona, what will he do as an H3? This will be very interesting because he doesn't have a lot of caddles. So if he doesn't have a lot of caddles, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna do the... yeah, he's gonna do the Gunful Coral. But I feel like it could be okay also to do the All the Landmark, the Farimba, because you can have very good units, but here he doesn't have units that he can upgrade. With the Farimba, you can upgrade or your Javelin Throwers or your Mesofati, or you can have new units that are not very strong in this situation. So yeah, I feel like the Farimba would have been a bad call, and very cool to see the ground full and coral heal. This is very difficult landmark, I think, the Farimba. You cannot do it as often as you want to. I would like to see it more, but I feel like this is an interesting landmark, but not in a lot of cases. I think there are two cases where you want to do the Farimba. The first one is when your opponent is making 2 TCs or 3 TCs, then you can go Farimba, you do the new units that is tanking a lot the arrows, and then you can destroy the economy of your opponent. This is very strong, but at the same time, do you really want to do that? While you can do the ground floor and corral with all the cattle, you can have an insane economy and counter your opponent at the same time without making a gamble. And if you don't, well, the problem of the Farimba is if you don't succeed in your attack, then you've lost. It's like you flip a coin, and if you don't manage to have heads, for example, then you're screwed. So while the Ferlani Corral, well, you have the economy. You can counter your opponent because you have the same economy as him, so it's okay. But I feel like there is a second way to use the Farimba. It's when you have, for example, a lot of javelin throwers because you spend a lot of time in H2. You have a lot of units, and then all those units are upgraded into javelin throwers that are using poison, and this is very strong to counter your enemy and to have very good timing. This could be useful, but this is very, very rare. Okay, we have all the deers from Elyona, so this is very, very good from him. I really like what he's doing right now. I like his position. He will be very good because he has the same economy as his opponent as villagers, but we have to take into account the fact that he has cattle ranches, he has the Fulani Corral, he has the pit mines, he has a lot of stuff that allows him to have more economy than his opponent. Sorry, you can see here 500 food per minute more, and also 200 gold per minute more. But we don't have to forget also that the Byzantines has these olive oil. So yeah, we have a little bit more for the Malians, but not that much. Will it be enough for Elyona to win this game? We will see that. I really like also the sofa that are very strong. On H3, we don't have those technologies that are very strong. The technology that, oh yeah, he clicked it. So this is very cool. +2 sorry, I forgot the word, of armor. This is a pretty easy word that I don't know. I lost it. Okay, we have the archers. That do we have? No, we don't have the poison on those archers. It could be very interesting, but it costs a lot of gold. I think it's 500 gold. So this is quite difficult to have this technology. But when you have it, your archers are very strong against anything that is on the map. For the relics, we have 2 relics for Elyona. We will probably have 3 for CSO, so this is kind of okay. We will put the relics into the ground winery, so we have more olive oil. This is a pretty important game, of course, because if Elyona loses it, then he's not qualified for this event. He will have a second chance tomorrow, but yeah, this is quite important for Elyona to try the maximum as he can, and of course also for CSO. We are not that far from the qualification. There is still a BO5 after that to qualify for the main event. So yeah, we have a very, very good game for the qualifications. Those 2 players are very, very strong. This is quite cool to cast them. You can see all the things that they can do. I'm very surprised by the amount of food that Elyona has. Like, why are you putting that much villagers on food while you have that much cattle? I feel like this is okay. He's spending all his food. I think he's trading, yeah, the resources. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. This is pretty weird. He's gathering all this food in order to have... to exchange things from gold, and then from this gold, he's putting more cattle in order to have more food. This is quite weird, I feel like. And now Elyona has less army than his opponent because of what I was talking about just before. He's not spending all his resources, and if he's not spending his resources, then he has less on the field, and if he has less on the field, then he will lose. And yeah, he will lose here. I feel like this is kind of a mistake from Elyona. Why are you taking all those deals right now? You can let them here, take a lot of gold, go H4 for example, or maybe produce more army. I don't know. And yeah, take the deers when you need it, not right now. You don't need it right now, and I feel like he will lose because of that. This is quite difficult position right now. Be careful about the raid here of the sofas. Be careful also about this aggression here from CSO. Elyona, will he defend against this? So the problem also is that there is so much Limitane, and the Limitane can tank so well the archers because of the shield wall. 30% less damage taken. This is too strong. This is quite insane. And at the beginning of the game it was 50%. Yeah, I said 50. This is insane. Okay, the sofas are quite good in this situation, even if there are a lot of Limitane. Why? Because they have +2/+2 armor. This is a very good unit in this position, and the sofas will destroy everything. The sofas are very strong. I said it. The sofas, they are insane. They are insane in this fight. A very good fight from Elyona. He has way less unit than his opponent, but the sofas went so well on this fight, and they still do well. Elyona, he's spending all his resources right now on his army, and you can see here he has way less resources. A very good call from the sofa here. This is the main issue with the archers of the English. They are very strong, but they are very slow, and they can be catched very easily if there is no front lane. So yeah, very good from Elyona. Very good fight. He waited until his opponent went too far, and then he made a little turn with those sofas and countered his enemy. Very well played. But now, be careful, Elyona. Don't go too far, because there is an outpost, and I feel like we underestimate the damage of this outpost. This is insane, the damage that it does. It's okay, it's 9, but it's splash damage, so it can deal a lot of damage, especially against those archers. The archers are 80 health, have 80 health. So let's say you have like you have 10 how do you say it? I don't know how to say it, but if it fires 10 times, then the archers will die, and a lot of archers will die. And when you fight against below this, then yeah, you can take a lot of fire. You can take, like, for example, 10 shots in maybe like like 20 seconds, I think. Every 2 seconds it fires approximately. So it can be very dangerous to fight underneath this. Okay. So let's check about the economy. We have the same one on the food. We have more from Elyona on the wood. And we have a little bit more also on the gold. But we don't have stone. And we don't have also this. I think the economy are quite even. But Elyona took a very interesting fight before. So he has quite approximately the same army, but he's going H4, while CSO is very far from going H4. So Elyona, I think, is a little bit ahead from his opponent. So yeah, very, very cool. We will see if Elyona can take the advantage from his opponent right now. A second TC from CSO. I didn't saw that, sorry. I think it's not... it has been made very, very soon. Not that long ago. Be careful about it. And we will see the arrows, the poison arrows that are fired from the fort of the Huntress. I really like it. This is very cool. And what is very cool also is the pit mine that is protected here from the H4. Impossible to attack here. And yeah, Elyona is in a pretty good spot right now, but CSO will go H4 too very soon. We can see here on the resources. He will have very soon the resources that are needed to go H4. Elyona, 2 technologies, very interesting, very strong, elite on the archers, but also the fact that the archers do +2 damage. This is like the technologies, you know, the fire arrows. This is the same technology, but it is in the how do you say, the blacksmith. This is very interesting. Here, this is a pretty tough spot for Elyona. He went to H4, but yeah, yeah, these archers are gonna go elite, but there is not so much from them. Okay, Elyona, will he defend it, or will... This is quite difficult. Okay, I really like the mangonel here. It could be very interesting. He has to produce a lot of archers. I think this is the way out from this situation. Maybe the sofas also can be interesting. Yeah, we have the elite technology, but we don't have that much sofas here. Maybe he can defend it. He didn't took that much damage on the economy, I feel like, but yeah. This was interesting, the fact that he took a very good fight, but not that. This was not enough to go H4, apparently. I'm really surprised about what's happening right now. I didn't doubt that the Byzantine could destroy the Malians like this. This is very surprising for me, but you can know that now. If you go H4 and there is a Byzantine against you that is H3, be careful. It can be very hard to counter it. So yeah, very interesting game. Don't hesitate to go and watch EGCTV, of course. Don't hesitate to go and watch the players. I will put everything in the description. And yeah, thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to subscribe, to like, and see you in the next one.